Imagine if someone just snapped the internet cable that goes from New York to London. No more trade deals, no more international news, no more video calls from the UK to the Big Apple. In fact, if somebody cut any one of these cables around the globe, the whole world would cease to function within 24 hours. And yes, that includes you being able to watch videos on YouTube. But then how is it possible that we were connected seamlessly despite living on opposite sides of the world? Well, that is because the internet isn't floating in the sky with satellites or drifting through the air like radio waves. Instead, it's carried on strands of glass thinner than a human hair that are buried under oceans, rivers, cities, and even deserts, glowing silently with beams of light that travel thousands of kilometers in milliseconds. We're talking about fiber optic transmission, the backbone of the internet that might seem invisible, but is anything but. In this episode of Tech Explained, we'll reveal how fiber optics works, why it's the key to our hyperconnected world, and why cutting it would plunge us into chaos. Join us and get ready to explore the magic happening beneath our feet. As always, here at Light Cafe, we break down the latest tech stories to bring you a deeper understanding of the innovations shaping our world. Like this video, subscribe and join our community. And while you're at it, head over to our website for more great content. Now let's dive into the world of fiber optics. To understand fiber optics, we need to take a journey from the very core of the technology to the edges. So let's start with the center, the heart of the transmission. This is where your internet connection begins. You fire up your laptop, pick up your phone, or swipe your smart TV remote. But where does that action really start? Actually, it starts in a massive data center filled with towering server racks humming with electricity. This is where the internet's vast network of servers stores everything you see online: websites, apps, emails, movies, photos, and even your online shopping history. The magic happens when you click, type, or swipe. Your device sends out a signal. A transmitter converts this signal into a stream of binary code, ones and zeros. At the speed of light, this binary code travels as pulses of light down strands of ultra-thin glass fiber optic cable. Think of it like firing a laser beam through a narrow tube. This tube is called the fiber cable. It's made of pure glass and almost as thin as a human hair. Surrounding the glass core is a layer of material called the cladding. The cladding is slightly less dense than the core, so it can reflect light back inward, keeping it trapped inside the cable. By bouncing light off each other, the pulses travel long distances without losing much energy. Once the light pulses reach the other end of the fiber cable, photodetectors convert them back into electrical signals. These signals power your device, giving you the content or connection you requested. So from streaming your favorite series to sending a text message, it's all thanks to the silent work of fiber optics. But wait, there's more. Remember that military-grade encryption we mentioned earlier? Well, it's real and it's built into the fiber itself. Every click you make, every keystroke you type, every piece of data you send is encrypted and secure. So even if someone taps into the line, they won't be able to make heads or tails of your activity. Speaking of security, fiber cables are also incredibly tough. They're surrounded by protective layers, including a strong outer jacket that can withstand harsh conditions like extreme temperatures, water, and even animal bites. Plus, fiber cables are much less prone to electrical interference than traditional copper wires. This means your connection stays strong and secure no matter what. As for the undersea cables, they're tougher yet. These cables are typically around 30 centimeters wide and weigh tons. They have several layers of protection, including a tough outer sheath and an armored coating of steel and concrete. The result? A cable that can withstand ships, anchors, fishing boats, and even sharks. Most importantly, they're immune to the problems that plague traditional telecommunications. No electromagnetic interference, no lightning damage, and no hackers. Fiber optic cables are also highly scalable. That means you can add more capacity as your needs grow. For example, as more and more people start using the internet, fiber optic cables can easily handle the increased demand. This scalability is what's allowed the internet to grow exponentially over the past few decades. And finally, it's important to note that fiber optic cables don't just connect us to each other. They also connect us to a wealth of online resources. From streaming services to cloud storage, the internet gives us access to a world of information and entertainment. Without fiber optic cables, this wouldn't be possible. That's all about the technology behind fiber optics. Now let's discuss why fiber is so important and why you should care about it. First and foremost, fiber optics offers blazing fast speeds. We're talking about connections that can reach tens of gigabits per second, meaning you can download massive files in seconds and stream high-quality video without buffering. This is a huge upgrade from traditional cable connections, which often max out at a few hundred megabits per second. But it's not just about speed. Fiber optics also provides rock-solid reliability. Unlike wireless connections that can be affected by weather or interference, fiber optic cables offer a stable, high-speed connection no matter what. This is crucial for businesses that rely on the internet to function, such as hospitals, schools, and banks. And then there's the cost savings. Although the initial investment to install fiber optic cables can be high, it's well worth it in the long run. Fiber optic connections are very energy efficient, which means your phone or internet bill won't skyrocket when you upgrade to fiber. Plus, fiber optic cables can last for decades without needing to be replaced, unlike copper cables that degrade over time. And let's not forget about the convenience factor. With fiber optic internet, you can connect all of your devices without worrying about signal loss or lag. This means you can game, stream, and browse to your heart's content without any interruptions. But perhaps the most compelling reason to embrace fiber optics is its potential to bridge the digital divide. By providing high-speed, reliable connections to underserved communities, fiber optics can help close the gap between those who have access to the internet and those who don't. This can help level the playing field and ensure that everyone has the opportunity to benefit from the digital economy. So whether you're a gamer, a business owner, or just someone who wants to stay connected, there are plenty of reasons to get on board the fiber optic train. Despite the clear advantages of fiber optic technology, there are still some challenges that need to be addressed. One of the biggest hurdles is the cost of installation, especially for developing countries or remote areas. Laying fiber optic cables underground or underwater can be expensive, which can limit access to those who can't afford it. Additionally, fiber optic cables are very fragile and can be damaged by construction, farming, or even animals. While they are designed to withstand most environmental factors, accidental cuts can cause service disruptions until the cable is repaired. Moreover, latency remains an issue for some applications such as online gaming or video conferencing. Although fiber optic cables transmit data at the speed of light, there is still a slight delay between the input and output signals, which can be noticeable in real-time interactions. Finally, regulations and policies can sometimes hinder the deployment of fiber optic networks, especially when it comes to laying cables across borders or through protected areas. Governments and regulatory bodies need to work closely with telecommunications companies to ensure that these networks are installed and maintained responsibly. Overall, though, the benefits of fiber optic technology far outweigh the challenges. As we continue to rely more and more on the internet for communication, entertainment, and commerce, fiber optics will play an increasingly important role in our lives. From connecting remote villages to each other and to the rest of the world, fiber optics are truly a lifeline of the digital age. From the quiet hum of data centers to the silent transmission of fiber optic cables, a lot goes on behind the scenes to keep us connected. But the next time you log onto the internet, take a moment to appreciate the incredible technology that makes it all possible. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Tech Explained. If you found it helpful, please share it with others. Together, we can explore the fascinating world of technology and make sense of the digital age.